Hello everyone. Today's lecture is for the program Bachelor of Engineering for the specialization in civil engineering for the particular class of final year, that is for PE, and the course name is Elective 1 subject, which is System Approach in Civil Engineering. For unit number 1, this is the lecture number 1, and the topic which is going to covered in this lecture is graphical method solution to LPP. So let us start for this topic, graphical method solution to the LPP. This is the topic from unit number 1. After the studying of this topic, we will get the knowledge about the optimization technique to identify the problems in civil engineering. Another course outcome of this topic will be taking optimum decisions from the different available solutions, solve various civil engineering problems by formulating them into linear and non-linear problems. Myself, Ravindra Patil, completed my masters in civil engineering from Savitribai Phule, Pune University. So let us start with the topic name graphical method for solution to LPP. As far as this topic is concerned, the linear programming problem has various different methods by which we can get the solution. Actually, the linear programming problem by which we can get the optimum solution, that is, we can get the optimum decision either for maximization of the profit or for the minimization of the cost or many more. So linear programming problem can be solved by the different methods. For example, graphical method, simplex method, big M method, many more. Out of that, in the first lecture, we are going to study the graphical method for the solution to LPP. So while starting for this method, graphical method, first we must know how to plot the graph of any equation or how to plot the graph of inequalities. Inequalities in this sense, as we are familiar to draw or to plot the graph of x plus y is equals to 3. It means linear equation. But if instead of is equals to sign, if it is given less than or equals to or greater than or equals to, in such a cases, how to plot the graph of x plus y is equals to 3. So in this slide we are going to study how to plot the graph of inequalities. For that purpose, I have taken one example. Suppose if we want to plot the graph of the equation x plus y is equals to 3. For that purpose, first of all, we need to prepare one table. In that table, first one will be your x, another one will be y. So, and coordinates we will get. So first put x is equals to 0 in this equation, x plus y is equals to 3. Put x is equals to 0, then we will get y is equals to 3. Therefore, when x is equals to 0, y is equals to 3. Similarly, when y is equals to 0, then x is equals to 3. So in this way we will get the two coordinates to plot the graph of this equation. Therefore, the coordinates we will get 0, 3 and second 3, 0. So after that, when we are going to plot these coordinates on the graph, see here it is the graph plotted. On this graph, O is the origin. After that, first coordinate is 0, 3. So 0 on x axis and 3 on the y axis. After that, another coordinate is 3 on the x axis and 0 on the y axis. So this line we will get as the plotted graph of the equation x plus y is equals to 3. So this is the very basic knowledge how to plot the graph of the any equations given. Okay, now but if we want to plot the graph of the equation x plus y is less than or equals to 3, in this equation is equals to represents line, but less than represents set of points which satisfy x plus y is equals to 3. So in this case, if in a given equation inequalities are present, for that inequalities how to plot the graph. So for the same case, for this case less than or equals to inequality, we have to convert less than or equals to inequality into equality. That is, we will consider to plot the graph, first convert the given equation into equality format, that is x plus y is equals to 3. It means we have to remove less than or equals to sign and we have to give only is equals to sign, and remaining procedure is same as we have already found it out. X plus y is equals to 3 graph, and it will look like as this. So very simple. If inequalities are given, we have to convert that inequalities into equalities and we will get the graph very easily. Okay, this is only for the single equation, single line graph. Okay, we can plot that graph for many more equations in a single graph. Now in the second slide we are going to cover about how to identify the feasible solution. Now after plotting the graph, once I have drawn the line in the graph, so which region that graph or that line will give us the two portion. It means the portion which is towards the origin and the portion away from the origin. So that line, after plotting the graph, the total area of the graph will be divided into the two parts, towards the origin and away from the origin. So out of that two parts, which one is your feasible solution? It means which portion or which area of the graph will give you the feasible solution, optimal solution. So how to decide that, how to identify the feasible solution, that we are going to study in this slide. So let us take the one example to identify the solution, feasible solution. Let's consider the example x plus y is less than or equals to 3. Again I have plotted the same line as it is the same equation as we have taken in the first slide, that x plus y is equals to 3. So I have found out the coordinates 0, 3, 3, 0. I have plotted the graph 0, 3, 3, 0. Now the next thing is very important, how to find out the identify the feasible solution. So to find a feasible solution, let's put x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0 in the above equation. It means x plus y is equals to 3. In that equation we have to put x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0. So what will be the resulting equation? So the resulting equation will be 0 plus 0 less than or equals to 3. It means final 0 is less than 3. So we know that 0 is always less than 3. So that's why whatever the statement we have got, after the putting the both variable, that is x plus y, both variables as a 0, so final equations we got 0 is less than 3, and this is the true statement. It means 0 is always less than 3. And if this statement which we have got after putting the values of x and y is equals to 0, then that for that true statement, whatever the feasible solution is there, which is always lie towards the origin. Again I am repeating, when the statement after putting the both variable as equals to 0, and if you are getting the true statement, then the feasible solution is lies towards the origin, and vice versa. It means if the statement we have got, that is 0 is not less than 3, then it means false statement if we are getting, then we can say that the basic feasible solution for the given equation is away from the origin. Okay, so final remark or final key point from this slide to identify the feasible solution is, if the statement we have got true, then feasible region location is towards origin. If the statement we got false, then feasible region location is away from the origin. It means by putting x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0 in a given equation, and if we got the true statement, then your feasible solution will be towards origin. If you got the false statement, then your feasible solution is away from the origin. Okay, now the next slide. Now identify from this point, that is how to identify the feasible solution. We will take one example. In this example, it is mentioned that identify feasible solution for 2x1 minus x2 is greater than or equals to 5. So we have to identify the feasible solution. Where will be the feasible solution is lie, or the location of the feasible solution. So we will move forward by step. So in a very first step, we have to finding out the coordinates. In a step 1, we are going to find out the coordinates. So let us take whatever the variables given in the equation, x1, x2. So first put x1 as a 0 in this given equation. When I am going to put the x1 as a 0, so I will get the value x2 is equals to minus 5. Similarly, second time put x2 is equals to 0. In this equation, I am going to put x2 as a 0. So remaining value for the x1 I will get 5 by 2. So in this way, coordinates I am getting 0, minus 5u, and second coordinate 5 by 2 and 0. So after getting these coordinates, then plot the graph. In the step number 2, we have to plot the graph. So here in the coordinates, we are getting that one minus sign is there, and that is for the second point, that is second value is for the y-axis. So negative y-axis and positive x-axis, that will be the quadrant. It means the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, we have to draw the graph. Okay, so 0 is the origin. First coordinate is 0 and minus 5. It means 0 on the x-axis, minus 5 on the y-axis. So this is the point we will get. Second coordinate 5 by 2 and 0. It means 5 by 2 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis. So this is the second point we will get. After getting these two points, connect both the points, we will get the line of the equation 2x1 minus x2 greater than or equals to 5. Okay, now the plotting of the graph is very easy. Now our main point or the main motto of this example is to find out the basic feasible solution, or in which region the solution will be available. So for that purpose, the simple funda is there, that is we have to put up the both variable value as a 0, and we have to find out the resulting equation will be true or the false. So let us, to find out feasible solution, let's put x1 is equals to 0 and x2 is equals to 0. We will get 0 minus 0 is greater than or equals to 5. It means x1 0, x2 0. So 0 minus 0 is greater than or equals to 5. So final resulting equation we will get 0 is greater than or equals to 5. And actually it is the false statement, that 0 is never greater than 5. 0 is always less than 5. So whatever the statement we have got, which is the false statement, it is the false statement, because 0 is always less than 5. Okay, and therefore if we got the false statement, therefore basic feasible solution lies away from the origin, and therefore here we can show, here it is shown basic feasible solution by arrow, and that arrow is moving away from the origin. Therefore whatever the basic feasible solution is there, which is available in this region, not in this region. Okay, so basic feasible solution is available away from the origin. So in this way we can easily find out the feasible solution region. Okay, now the next, that is how to solve the LPP by the graphical method. Here is the step-by-step procedure of graphical method. In a very first step, we have to first of all convert all constant into equations by changing inequalities into equalities. It means whatever the constraint given in the numerical, that all constant inequalities signs we have to convert it into the equalities. It means suppose x plus y is less than or equals to 5. This equation is given, in that less than or equals to we have to remove, and only equation is equals to signs we have to put. Okay, now the second step, find coordinates for all line of equations. So as we have mentioned in the slide number 1, how to find out the coordinates. In that way, we have to find out the coordinates of all equations. After finding out the coordinates, plot that coordinates on the graph, and we will get the line for the equations which are given in the constraint. After that, identify the feasible solution. In this case, the main point is feasible solution that should be satisfy all the constraint. Okay, how? I will explain it later on. Now the fifth step is find the extreme points of feasible region, that is corner points. The fifth step is extreme points of the feasible solution. After identifying the solution, then we need to find out the corner points, that is extreme points. Step number 6, test the objective function on this extreme point to get the optimal solution. Maximum or minimum, which is also called as the optimality test. It means after getting the corner points, for that corner points we need to find out the coordinates of that corner points. After getting coordinates, then put that coordinates value in the main objective function and find out the objective function value, and whatever the maximum value or minimum value is there, as per the requirement, we will test the optimality, that is we will take the decision of the optimality. In this particular graphical method, the important point is that we have to remember always that graphical method can solve only LPP having maximum or minimum 2 decision variables. Always keep in mind, linear programming problem that we have to solve by graphical method, which can be solved only 2 variables of 2 or maximum 2 decision variables only. If in the given equations x1, x2, x3 3 variables are there, then we cannot solve that particular linear programming problem by the graphical method. Okay, so we can also call this is the limitation of the graphical method, that graphical method solve only up to the 2 variables of the LPP. Okay, now let us start with the example number 1. In this example, it is given solve LPP by graphical method. The function is given for the maximization. Maximize z is equals to 50x1 plus 18x2, which are subject to constraint 2x1 plus x2 less than or equals to 100, x1 plus x2 less than or equals to 80, and x1 comma x2 is greater than or equals to 0. So this is the actual format of the LPP, in which first one will be the objective function, and that objective function is subject to the following constraint. Here total 2 constraints are given: 2x1 plus x2 less than or equals to 100, x1 plus x2 less than or equals to 80. Now we have to find out the solution for the maximum value. What will be the z max value? As it is the function, objective function is given maximize z, therefore we have to find out, we have to take the optimal decision for maximize value. Okay, so this step number 1 is convert all constraints into the equations. It means 2x1 plus x2 less than, this sign we have to remove, and instead of less than or equals to, we have to put only equals to. Therefore next equation will be 2x1 plus x2 is equals to 100. We will call it as equation number 1. Then x1 plus x2 is equals to 80. Similarly, remove less than or equals to sign, put is equals to sign. So another second equation we will get x1 plus x2 is equals to 80. So the 2 constraints are there. From that we have converted the 2 equations. Now move towards for the second step. In this step number 2, find coordinates for all line of equations. For first equation, that is 2x1 plus x2 is equals to 100. For that x1 and x2, first time put x1 as a 0, we will get x2 is equals to 100, x1 is equals to 0, x2 will be 100. Then put x2 is equals to 0, then we will get x1 is equals to 50. So the finally coordinates we will get for the first equation 0, 100, 50 and 0. Now for the second equation, x1 and x2. Okay, again similarly put x1 and x2 1 times 0, so coordinates we will get 0, 80 and 0. Okay, now move for the step number 3. In this step number 3, we have to plot the graph of all equations. So to plot the graph of first equation, coordinates we have got 0, 100, 50 and 0. So on the x-axis 0, on the y-axis 100. So this is the 0 and 100 point. Then 50 and 0. So on the y-axis 50, on the y-axis 50, and on the x-axis 0. Okay. Okay, so by drawing this or by plotting the graph of the given equations, then the next step is to find the feasible solution. Now it is very easy, as the conventional method to find out the feasible solution is that put both the variable value as a 0 in all the equations, and we will get 0 is less than 100, and second equation 0 is less than 80. So both the equations are true statement, so the feasible solution will be below the part, that is towards the origin. As both the statements are the true, therefore the basic feasible solution will lie towards the origin, as arrow shown. Now this is the first line, this is the second line. If we chosen the arrow from this point, so it will not satisfy the equation for the second line. Therefore we have to find out the common region. We have to find out the common region which will satisfy all the equations, and therefore this is your final feasible solution region. Now on this final feasible solution region, move for the step number 5, finding extreme point. So in this feasible region, the extreme points I have noted O, A, C and D. These are the 4 extreme corner points of the basic feasible region: O, A, C and D. So O, A, C, D are the extreme points at which objective function is to test. Now to find out or to test the optimality, we have to find out the coordinates of all these points. So O points coordinates are 0, 0, A points coordinates are 0 and 50, C point coordinates are not given, but that we can easily find out by solving both the equation. It means by solving these two equations, x1 plus x2, 2x1 plus x2 is equals to 100 and x1 plus x2 is equals to 80. By solving these two equations, we will get the two coordinates of this point C, and after solving I have got 20 and 60 as the coordinate for point C. Now coordinates for point D, as it is 0 and 80. So step number 6, that is the final step, in which we have to test the objective function for the maximum value. As the given function is maximize z, therefore we have to find out the maximum value for the extreme point. So this can be find out easily by preparing this such a table. In this table 3 columns are there: extreme point, first column, then second column is for coordinates, third column is for the value at objective function. Maximize z is equals to 50x1 plus 18x2. This is the objective function given in the problem statement. So first extreme point is O, that is origin. Coordinates of these points are 0, 0. By putting the values of x1 and x2 as a 0, we will get objective function z value is equals to 0. Then second extreme point is A, so put the coordinates value, that is 50 and 0, in the given objective function, that is x1 is equals to 50, x2 is equals to 0. By putting that both the values, we will get the z is equals to 2500. Third extreme point is C, the coordinates of this 20 and 60, so put 20 and 60 as a x1 and x2 respectively. So objective function value z, we will get 2080. Similarly, the last extreme point is D, the coordinates of this corner point D is 0 and 80, puts that 0 and 80 as a x1 and x2 respectively. So the value of the z, that is objective function, at corner point D we will get 2080. So out of these all 4 points, extreme points, the maximum value of the objective function is at extreme point A. That is, at A extreme point the z is having a value 2500. Okay, so this is the maximized value. If the given function or if the objective function is to minimize, then we have to move for the minimum value of the objective function. Okay, so the max from this all 4 values, maximum value of the z is 2500, that is 2500, which is on corner A. His optimal solution is x1 is equals to 50, x2 is equals to 0, and z max is equals to 2500, that is 2500. So in this way we have got the solution for the given LPP by using linear programming problem, and the solution is in the form of x1 value is 50, x2 value is 0, and z max value is 2500. Okay, so the key point of this example is, first of all, we have to convert given inequalities into equalities. So we will get the number of equations. From that number of equations we have to plot the graph. After plotting the graph, then identify the feasible solution. Identifying the feasible solution, then find out the extreme points at that feasible region. Then test the objective function. For that, by using this table, test the objective function at that extreme points. Then we will get the different values of the objective function, and from that, as per the problem statement, either it is maximization or minimization, we have to choose our optimal decision. Now these are the some examples for the practice. In the first example, maximize z is given having the 3 constraints. In the second example, again maximize z, 3 constraints are there, but here less than and greater than the combination of both the inequalities are given. Third example is given in which total 4 constraints are there. So this is for your practice purpose. Thank you very much.